Since the Hyundai Saint Nick Fe appeared at the turn of the 1,000 years, it has developed from a likewise ran minimal to a commendable medium-size SUV, yet it's never been especially important. That changes with the overhauled 2024 Saint Nick Fe, which has been blessed to receive a total re-examine. This new Saint Nick Fe is fundamentally different and, in our assessment, might have sent off as something else entirely to sell close by the organization's three-line Palisade. With its blocky and sloped styling, the 2024 Hyundai Santa Claus Fe's look is a major takeoff from its ancestors and for Hyundai in general. The lighting has a H theme that is particular during the day or night. From the front, it seems to be a cutting-edge passage flex, had that model lived on. The back view isn't exactly as alluring, with the low-mounted taillights adding a ton of abnormal visual load above. As far as size, the new Saint Nick Fe is 1.8 inches longer than its ancestor, and there's significantly greater information inside. It's currently a 6 or 7 traveler 3-column SUV rather than a 5 traveler 2-line. True to form, inside styling has additionally been modernized, with new elements to additionally spruce things up. We had the valuable chance to drive the Saint Nick Fe in Korea and left away with ideal impressions of the two models that are bound for the US. The standard Saint Nick Fe, which shows up in spring, is controlled by a turbocharged 2.5-liter 4-chamber grate for 277 pull and 301 pound-feet of force. It's matched with an 8-speed double-grip program transmission that drives the front wheels, or each of the 4. The Saint Nick Fe Crossbreed, which arrives later in the spring, includes a turbocharged 1.6-liter inline-4, coordinated with an air conditioner engine that produced 232 ponies and 271 pound-feet. It utilizes a 6-speed programmed and sends force to every one of the 4 wheels. Either Saint Nick Fe is adequately strong, however, not what we'd consider great. The motors remain charmingly calm until you floor the pedal. At max speed, there's some coarse motor sounds, however, that is really average for an inline 4. The Korean spec vehicles we drove were tuned for throughway solace, capably streamlining what not many asphalt flaws we could find, and displaying a couple of leftover bounce back over some street undulations. We anticipate the US forms to get a somewhat firmer suspension tune. Dealing with is above and beyond for most drivers and feels very much settled while cornering. For additional gutsy kinds who could really wander rough terrain, a XRT model will brandish 30-inch off-road tires and give an extra 1.5 crawls of ground freedom. There's not a lot to say regarding how the Saint Nick Fe drives, and that is really something beneficial for a 3-line SUV. Customers in this class ordinarily aren't looking for energetic and exciting, more like solace and comfort. With that in mind, what's inside counts. Front and center, the new Saint Nick Fe offers a lot of room, and outward perceivability is great. The lodge is a lot more pleasant than previously, with further developed materials and a cleaner mid-control area that isn't covered with a mass of buttons. The controlling wheel looks like it was stolen from a land wanderer, yet shockingly, it fits in fine and dandy with the cockpit. A solitary piece of bended glass houses 2 12.3-inch shows, one for the instrument group and a touchscreen for infotainment. Separate environment controls live in the middle stack over a plate with twin remote telephone chargers and enormous cup holders. The middle armrest canister is both front and back pivoted to permit access by one or the other front or back seat travelers. However, the hook expected a work to open. Another enormous canister is under the control center, and there are additionally 2 glove boxes. The top box is accessible with an UVC sanitizing light that professes to clean telephones, glasses, or other individual things. The accessible second-line skipper's seats are nearly just about as agreeable and customizable as those front and center, and legroom is satisfactory, if not liberal. A raised arena-like seating position gives a decent view out the front, which could be a major reward for travelers inclined to movement disorder. One glaring exclusion nonetheless is the absence of independent back environment controls. The way things are, you can change the fan speed for those travelers from the front control center. Getting to the third line is best achieved by moving between the second column commander's seats, as there's scarcely adequate room to shimmy past when the center seat is slid and tipped forward. On account of the St. Nick Fay's square-shaped shape, there's sufficient headroom for grown-ups back there. Yet by and large, second-line travelers might need to slide forward to consider satisfactory third-column legroom. It's actually significant that the crossover lessens second-line legroom by around 50% of an inch. Generally, this lodge isn't so extensive as the bigger Palisades, yet the St. Nick Fay is a strong competitor for purchasers with just infrequent third-line needs. Behind the subsequent line, the St. Nick Fay can oblige a noteworthy 41 cubic feet of freight, 5 a bigger number of than previously. In the occasion you really want more, the rooftop rack can hold various supportive cases, and there's even a secret handhold behind the back entryway windows to assist you with moving onto the back tire to get to the rooftop rack. After our most memorable drive-in sight, we'd say the 2024 Hyundai Nick Fay has the merchandise to lead the field of more modest three-column SUVs that incorporates the Kia Sorento, Mitsubishi Foreigner, and Volkswagen Tiguan. It likewise stakes out a suitable center ground between two-line mid-sizers and the bigger average-size three-column SUV class that has been overwhelmed by the Kia Telluride, the Palisade, and new Honda Pilot. Valuing has not been delivered at this point, yet the St. Nick Fay ought to be more affordable than the bigger Telluride. This St. Nick Fay sticks out, with something beyond head-turning looks.